Welcome, everyone, to Standing for Truth. My name is Donnie Badinsky, and I'll be moderating tonight's powerful discussion on Christianity versus Islam. In tonight's exchange, we have Sam Shamoun representing Christianity and Daniel representing Islam. Two passionate voices ready to engage in a thought-provoking dialogue about faith, truth, and the nature of God. Expect bold claims, deep theology, and respectful but intense discussion as these two worldviews go head to head on topics like the deity of Christ, the Trinity, the Quran, Muhammad, the Islamic dilemma, and much more. Get ready for an engaging, eye-opening conversation right here on Standing for Truth. Gentlemen, Daniel and Sam, good to have you guys for tonight. I hope you're doing well this weekend. Let's kick off this show since it is informal. Let's take roughly, I don't want to be extra strict, but roughly 5 minutes each to kind of set the foundation for all of these important topics that we are going to discuss. So in that roughly 5 minutes, if you need an extra minute, that's okay. Tell us a little bit about yourselves, where you stand on this issue, and why you believe it's important. Daniel, let's start with you. Good to have you. Feel free to give an introduction.
Yeah, thank you, Donnie. And it's lovely to be back here, and you're a wonderful host. My background is I have studied scriptures a lot over the years, and my interactions with atheism kind of changed my life. And I became an author and authored commentaries on the Quran on 3 different subjects: creation, origins of life, and Sharia. And basically ended up translating the Holy Quran. And my interactions with atheists who basically were Christian at one point in time gave me the breadth of experience of why people denounce faith and religion in general, and what their concerns are with how religion is being conducted and how it's being observed by enthusiasts around the world. So I bring in valuable cache of information in convincing atheists about faith and about religion, and that's my major, so to speak. And I have been fascinated all through my life to engage with people of faith among the Christians. I just had this fascination from a very young age when I was, a fan of people in the wrestling mania. Hulk Hogan was my favorite, and I'm facing Halal Hogan here, so makes pretty close. Childhood dream come true, nonetheless. So I'm basically fascinated with engaging with Christian people, telling them about the Quran and about the stature of Jesus within Islam and how Muslims relate to Jesus, and that we are friends, not foes, even though history may depict our gruesome battles. But those things need not dictate the future. That's my premise. And the truth is largely available for everyone to seek after. And if we sought, salvation is very close at hand for both of us. But if we end up continuing in our prejudice and bias, fruitlessly disagreeing for no better cause, then there's great losses, and those losses will run down to eternity. So that's my position, and we'll have to be seeking truth above all, and truth is largely available for every seeker out there. So that's my position, and I believe in ecumenical services, as Prophet Muhammad did, and showcased how ecumenical services among the people of the book can be brought forward for the glory of God's kingdom. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. Before we hand it to Sam, I do want to remind the audience, as I have done over the last few days, let's make sure we're being professional, respectful, and civil in the live chat. I know my faithful mods will be keeping things organized, and let's make sure we're not attacking any of the debaters here tonight, as they have been so gracious with their time that they've offered for this important discussion. And so, Daniel, appreciate that introduction, helping us to understand where you're coming from, who you are, and what your position is. Halal Hogan, the man with the plan in the house. Good to have you. And you guys probably have a little bit in common there with a shared liking for Hulk Hogan, at least.
Yeah, Hulkamaniac, man.
Sam, let's hand it to you for an introduction. Help us to understand where you're coming from.
Okay. Are you ready?
We're ready.
Okay, well, praise be the God, the Father of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I ask the Father in his grace and mercy to strengthen my throat. Guys, I'm not young anymore. You can see I'm not that muscular Hulkamaniac I used to be. So you saints, I appreciate your prayers. The Spirit strengthen my throat with the health I need and use my voice to glorify Christ. I mean, most people know my background. I started interacting with Muslims in the 90s when I was first coming back to the faith. Even prior to that, I met someone from the Nation of Islam, but I won't bore you with the details. I was challenged by a Muslim apologist, and that put me on a path to try to find answers. Started writing for Answering Islam, which is still around. Then YouTube took over, and the rest is history. So basically, that's what I do. I interact, not so much focusing on Islam, unless I have to. As anyone who goes to my channel will see, or my blogs, over 90% of the material will specifically be focused on the core doctrines of Christianity, what the Bible teaches. And now I look very intently into what the first 300 to 400 years of church history taught regarding the canon of Scripture, regarding the nature of God, Christ, and so forth. So my focus is less on Islam, more on the core doctrines of the faith. And I will address Islam in the context of objections against the Godhead, the person of Christ, the Holy Spirit. So that's what I do. People pretty much know me. I'm probably one of the most disliked apologists on the internet because I'm so good looking. No, just kidding. Yeah, but that's interesting because though I've seen Daniel being scheduled to debate on Michael Lofton's channel, I haven't watched his material. And so it was interesting to know that he said that he's also translated the Quran, if I didn't mishear him, and he was a Hulkamaniac. So from there, let's just see what happens. Sorry, guys, my throat's going to be like this. It is what it is when you're 53 years young.
Well, you're looking good. You sound good. No worries at all, Sam.
Dude, man, the weight you lost, I gained, brother. Shoot.
There you go. I like the front double bicep pose.
Yeah.
So, okay, gentlemen, I appreciate that. Thank you for the introductions, helping us to get acquainted with both of your positions. And so let's just jump into a discussion. There is a lot to cover and a lot to go over. Christianity versus Islam. As I said in the introduction, there's several different topics we can discuss: the deity of Christ, the Trinity, the Islamic dilemma, the Quran, the Muhammad. Is there any specific topic you guys want to start off with? And we'll kind of go topic by topic, point by point, making sure that we leave no stone unturned.
If I can ask him, what was the debates that he had? I'm just curious.
Daniel.
No, I'm comfortable with whatever Sam wants to start off with, and we can navigate through from there on.
Yeah, this was curious. The last debates you had, what were they? So I can know where you're coming from. What were your debates? You had some debates.
Oh, on Trinity, on I think I don't really remember on top of my head which one was the last one, but
last couple ones that I saw, you had one
Trinity on Prophet Daniel and is Prophet Muhammad true prophet and things like that. So, but there's plenty of material on my channel as well. I've done lots of live streams and things like that. Yeah. So you can be comfortable to start wherever you want to. I mean, that's fine.
Yes. You said, did you do the one Muhammad in the Bible?
Is that one? Not so far, but not so far.
You're scheduled. Were you scheduled? Because I remember something about Muhammad in one of your discussions. So I don't know.
Is Muhammad the true prophet or not?
Okay. Now in that discussion, Did you appeal to the Bible as well?
I mean, yeah, Bible is the core doctrine. Like Bible has hundreds of years of development as compared to the Quran, which is like only 23 years. So you have to
Well,
go to
that's
the Bible.
if you go with the traditional narrative, but that's okay. I'll assume your traditional narrative. But with that said, so you do believe when the Quran says that Muhammad is mentioned in the Bible?
Yeah, I do believe that. Yeah.
All right. So when in chapter 7, verse 157, it states, there's a
Yeah.
prophecy that they'll find with the Torah and the gospel that's with them. So
Yeah.
when you look at that, you turn to the Bible to then show where Muhammad is?
Well, I don't necessarily do that. It's just it's something for the Jewish people to do. You know what I mean? I'm not a Jew, so I'm not really bothered going and figuring that out from the Torah. It's something that the Jewish people should be doing. So
But it says Torah and gospel, so it's both Jews and Christians.
yeah,
So
you can look it up in the gospel, and because you're a Christian, and the Jews can look it up in the
so
Torah.
what did they have with them that would lead a Christian or a Jew to find Muhammad in the Bible? Or not Bible, it says Torah and gospel. So what did they have with them? It says it was with them because it's saying what they have with them. So it's not speaking to them. It's talking about them. It says that which they have with them, 7:157. So what did they have with them that was the Torah and the gospel?
Well, the Jews had the Torah, right?
What was it?
And the Christians had the gospel.
Yeah, but what
But
is the identity?
look, I mean, they did have the Torah,
Had it?
the Jewish people, yeah. But of the innumerable messianic prophecies, they couldn't even recognize the Messiah when he showed up. So
That's not
it's
my
basically people how they read it, how they interpret it, and what is their preference, basically. So they might read and understand, but they might not prefer. So they would just ignore the messianic prophecies, even though there are replete of those in the Old Testament. So
Yeah, well, that's not my question. Even when it comes to messianic prophecies, I can show you rabbinic tradition agreeing with the Christian interpretation of the Old Testament, though they reject Jesus. I can show that from the Talmud. I can show you that from the Aramaic Targums. I can show you that from Rashi's commentary. The very New Testament passages, Christian site, or I'm sorry, Old Testament passages, New Testament Christian site, the rabbis say that's messianic. But that wasn't my question, because I'm trying to figure out what is your stance when the Quran mentions the Torah, Injil, that was with them. Do you agree then that it's referring to whatever they had at that time, and therefore that's why you turn to the Bible?
well, I told you that. I
Okay.
told you they had the Torah and the gospel.
Okay, Daniel, my friend, dealing with Muslims, when I tell them, okay, let's go to the Bible, say, no, we didn't say the Bible. The Torah,
Look,
not the 5 books of Moses.
you can talk to me. I mean, you can forget about other Muslims. You
That's
can
why
talk
I'm
to
asking.
me.
Is the
Right?
Torah the Old Testament? That's why I'm trying to get clarification.
I'm telling you, they had the Torah several times now, like a dozen
No, you
times
didn't.
already.
It's the
So
Torah. Let me make it clear, Daniel. Let's not get
I
into.
told you the Jews had the
Is it the Old
Torah and
Testament?
the Christians had the gospel.
Is it the Old Testament?
Yeah, the Torah is actually arranged in portions of Exodus and Deuteronomy. That's where the Torah is, because the Old Testament is composed of several different books. It includes the Suhuf Ibrahim, which is Genesis. It includes the Qasas of Yusuf, which is in Genesis as well. And then you have lots of different books. But
Okay.
Torah, you can
That's
find
right.
Torah in Exodus and Deuteronomy.
No, the Quran nowhere says the Torah is Exodus, Deuteronomy. In fact, your Quran nowhere
It
says
need
the
not
Torah
say
was
that.
given
It
to
need
Moses.
not say that. It need not say that.
Okay, so then that means Torah, you agree with the first Muslim generation, is used in a broader sense for all the scriptures, right? So I don't have to convince you of that.
You're talking to me. You're not talking to other Muslims. So you got to be mindful of that. You can talk to me.
That's
You
why
know
I'm
what I mean?
asking you for clarification. Daniel, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Don't be condescending. Keep it respectful. That's why I'm asking you questions. I'm giving you the respect not to assume you're typical Dawagandis.
You're not actually giving me the respect,
Show me
Sam.
where
I'm telling you the Torah is in the Exodus and Deuteronomy, and you're
show me where
pressing
Muhammad is
me to
prophesied.
reveal what else you want me to speak on that.
Show me where
I'm
Muhammad is
stating the
prophesied.
fact that Torah is
Daniel, show me that
available in
prophecy of
Exodus and
Exodus.
Deuteronomy.
Okay, now we got your position. Hopefully you'll be able to control yourself. I'll control myself by the grace of God. Show me the prophecy of Muhammad in Exodus and Deuteronomy.
So yeah, I mean, you might have read Deuteronomy 18 and 18, right?
Sure.
Have you?
What's the context of that?
I will share the screen here if you don't mind. Okay.
Yes. Open up entirely, because I want to see if you even understand the context of it.
And just so the audience is on the same page, Sam, the question you're asking, if I'm not mistaken, because there was
Yes.
a little bit of crosstalk there in the audio. Show me the prophecy of Muhammad in Exodus and Deuteronomy. Was that the?
Yes. I just, for the audience to understand, because I'm trying to give him the respect to know what his position is. I don't want him to assume that he has the same position as other Muslims. That's why I kept asking him, what is the Torah for him? He just said the 5 books of Moses, basically. Now we get to the second point, because there's supposed to be a prophecy of Muhammad in these books, which he said is Genesis, Exodus, Deuteronomy. Now he's going to go to Deuteronomy 18. I want to see if he knows the context. He's going to open it up. We'll see.
Perfect.
Just a bit of clarification, Sam. I never said
share,
the 5 books of Moses makes up the Torah. I never said that. I'm telling the Torah is available in Exodus and in Deuteronomy.
Now we're playing games. So what is the Torah that the Quran confirms? You see, this is why I asked you specific questions. Now, Danny, let's not play games. Tell the audience what the Torah is that the Quran says was given.
Torah is the statements that Moses received at the mountain of God.
Show me where the Quran says that.
It need not say that.
No, it does need to say that, because we don't go by your opinion. You're not an authority.
It's not your demands that God, the Lord of the heavens serves.
Yes,
it's the demands of all humanity. It's not the demands of Sam Shamoun.
Okay.
Why do you put yourself so high?
Are
you the son of the Most High?
No, because Daniel, you can be condescending. I'll get nastier than you. Keep it respectful, buddy. I don't care for your opinion. I want you to.
Don't keep reminding me to be respectful. Just pay attention to what I'm saying. Just pay attention to what I'm saying.
No,
I'm telling you, Genesis is the account of Abraham. Look, Genesis is the account of Abraham and Joseph and Ishmael and Isaac. Would you agree or would you disagree?
The Quran says the Torah was given to Moses. Plain and simple, man. Don't tap dance. Show me the ayah.
I'm asking you one question. You've been asking me several questions. Now it's my turn to ask you one question. Do you agree that Genesis is the account of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph? Would you agree or you disagree?
I believe Moses wrote it. Yes, I believe him. And I'm going to screen share, because now let me answer you.
Just because Moses wrote it, that doesn't become Torah, does it?
Yes, that's called the Torah.
It doesn't become Torah.
That's what the Quran, and if you wait, I'm going to get it.
If Moses is writing a story about Melchizedek, it doesn't become Torah.
Right.
What is wrong with you?
Okay, we'll see what's wrong with me. Keep being condescending, so then I give you a taste of your own medicine. Hold on.
Because you're not being respectful.
Okay, guys, hey, let's just take a breather. I appreciate the passion on both sides. It shows how important this issue is. So let's start fresh right now. Sam, you have your screen shared.
You have it right here?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, looks good.
Now, here I'm going to read the Muslim sources, because nowhere in the Quran does it say the Torah was given to Moses. That's why you have Ibn Kathir on chapter 7, 157. Unlike you, I'm going to come with receipts. So now you want receipts? I'm going to give them to you. Let me just
I never asked for receipts, Sam.
It doesn't matter what you ask for. Let me address the audience.
You're wasting your time quoting Ibn Kathir. But go ahead. I mean, you can do whatever you want.
I'm not just here for you. I'm here for the audience to see why Islam is false and Jesus is Muhammad's Lord. Just be patient. Be patient, man. Chapter 7, 157. It was common in the speech of our Salaf that they describe the books of the people of the 2 scriptures as the Torah, as some hadiths concur. Allah knows best. Again, Ibn Kathir. Al-Sirah al-Nabawiyah, volume 1, page 237. It should be recognized that many of our forebears used to apply the word Torah to the books of the peoples of the scriptures. These are, in their view, more comprehensive than those God revealed to Moses. This fact is attested from the hadith. Okay, let me give you one more references. We'll skip the hadith where they're calling Isaiah the Torah. Okay, let me just give you one more reference. So I'm going to ask you again. You made a claim. You must prove your claim. You said the Torah is what Allah gave to Moses on the mountain. Show me where the Quran says that's the Torah, because right here we have Rashid Khalifa, the final testament. The Torah is a collection of all the scriptures revealed through all the prophets of Israel prior to Jesus Christ, i.e. today's Old Testament. Nowhere in the Quran do we find that the Torah was given to Moses. So now it's up to you to give us the verse and not make excuses. You made a claim. Give me the verse. I'll be waiting for the evidence.
I mean, look, you don't really want to have an edifying debate here or a discussion. It's a well-known fact that God gave Moses the Torah. That's the Islamic position. But
No,
you're having a debate with me, not the Salaf. I'm not even a
no, it's
Salafi.
not. I
Right?
just told you the
I'm not even a
Islamic
Salafi.
position is not.
You're having a debate and a discussion with me. So as long as you want to engage, that'll be a fruitful discussion.
No,
But
Daniel,
if you want to just play these antics,
Okay.
it's a
Oh,
waste
Daniel,
of
did you want to
time
make your position?
and a
And
waste
Daniel, I
of
just want to jump in
everybody's
real quick.
time.
Did you want to make your position? And that's why I wanted to give you 5 minutes before we get into the discussion, just to establish your position. So, Sam,
Donnie,
I'm
can I
sorry,
just say one thing?
yeah.
He's not speaking for himself. He said the Islamic. I say I'm hearing him. He's not hearing me. Everyone just heard he said the Islamic position is the Torah is given to Moses. This is what I'm calling him out for, but he's appealing to sympathy. You're not speaking for yourself. You just said the Islamic position. Unless you think you are Islam, you're not speaking for the over 1 billion Muslims. So now prove to us non-Muslims that the Torah was given to Moses. Show me the verse in the Quran. You said this Islamic position. I'm calling you out. Give me the ayat.
Look, if you just don't know that, it's fruitless to debate you or to discuss with you. It's just fruitless.
Daniel,
You never answered my question.
I think if I'm not mistaken, Sam, you're asking Daniel
You're being childish.
from just a sec. Sam, you're asking Daniel to show from the Quran that Moses gave the Torah, the first 5 books.
Allah, he said, I want everyone to hear that the Torah, according to he said it, that the Torah is what Allah gave Moses on the mount. And he said, this is the Islamic position. I just gave him the Islamic position. When I give it to him, saying, I don't care what they say, because he thinks he's a prophet and we need to go with his opinion. Can you show me? Just make it simple. Prove me wrong. Show me the verse in the Quran. It says the Torah was given to Moses. See,
I do think that's a fair request, Daniel.
Yes.
So let's stay on the topic, because Sam, I believe, is asking you a very much on-topic question based on what you said.
Yes.
And so let's hand it to you, Daniel. Can you provide that verse or evidence?
Okay, look, I mean, I think Sam was just sarcastic here. He just said, "I claim to be a prophet." I'm not a prophet. I am fond of Prophet Daniel, so I named my YouTube channel on Prophet Daniel's name, stating Prophet Daniel has spoken big time. Right? Okay, so that's the clarification that I'm not a prophet, and his request that God gave Moses the Torah is childish. Like, he wants me to pull up a verse from the Quran, which I can do, but I need not spend time pulling up a verse for him right now.
Well, I do want to jump in.
Childish.
Okay,
it's childish.
But here's the thing, Daniel. If you're going to say or assert that it's childish, show us why it's childish rather than just saying it.
Oh my goodness!
And you did just say that you could pull up the verse.
Just give me some time. Let me pull the verse.
I understand we're all excited here. I just want to finish my thoughts, free from interruption. I'm just learning from the both of you. This is not my expertise. Okay, so I want to learn. The audience wants to learn. And so I really, really, really want to focus as much as we can on the arguments and the issues at hand. And so, Daniel, let's give you a minute here to essentially argue.
Let me give my question, then,
okay,
Donnie,
Sam,
so he doesn't miss one. Please, I want you to, Donnie, because then he's going to say I'm childish. I didn't say, because I know what he's going to do. I already know. I'm not asking him, show me that Allah gave Moses a book, kitab. What I'm asking, listen to my question, Donnie, because you can moderate. Show me where it says the Torah was given to Moses, not a book, because the Quran doesn't say that book is the Torah. Is my question clear, Donnie?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if he's going to give you that verse. I'll be waiting.
Go ahead, Daniel. You can take uninterrupted time. And I'm coming at this as a non-expert. And so to me, it seems like a reasonable request, Daniel.
Well, it's not, Donnie. It's not. I mean, I'm trying to find, all right? It's not reasonable because you're just wasting the debate time here, the discussion time here. It's a well-known fact that Islamic position is that God gave Moses the Torah. There's never been a dispute there. Don't you understand that? That's just basics.
Okay, Donnie, he just spoke for Islam again, right?
Yes.
Okay, now
it's the Quran's position. Is that nobody in the Islamic world would say God did not give Moses the Torah. Nobody would say that.
Okay, Donnie, here's the Islamic position again. I thought I read it. Okay, right here. One more time, because remember now he's speaking for Islam, not for himself. So when I show him what his scholars say, he says, well, hey, who cares? You're dealing with me. All right, now remember, Donnie, you're the moderator. He just said the Islamic position. All right, here we go. It should be recognized that many of our forebears used to apply the word Torah to the books of the people of the scriptures. These are, in their view, more comprehensive than those God revealed to Moses. Who? Sam Shamoun? No. Ibn Kathir, Al-Sira al-Nabawiyya. Now I can give you other references. This is the Islamic position, not yours. So now, if you don't have a verse, let's go to Deuteronomy 18. You don't need to be stubborn out of pride. Just say, there isn't. Then we can go to Deuteronomy 18.
Would you like to do that, Daniel?
Hey,
Go to Deuteronomy 18.
Donnie, I thought this was an edifying discussion, and he wants to nail me down on whether God gave Torah to Moses and whether it is an Islamic position, the Quran's position. It's not contested by anyone in the history of Islam. Nobody contests that. If he's so much wanting an answer to that question, let him go to and speak to the Jewish people. They will confirm that God gave the Torah to Moses.
Good, you mentioned that.
If he does not want to take the information from the Islamic position, let him go back to the Jewish people, and they will tell him that.
Okay, he just proved the Islamic dilemma. Thank you, Daniel. Now let me show you, Donnie, why he just confirmed the Islamic dilemma. I want the audience to hear what he just said. He had to appeal to the Jews to know the Torah was given to Moses.
Not me, you. Not me. Don't confuse. Not me, you.
Keep yelling at me, Donnie.
Not me,
Daniel,
you.
I will say, to be fair, we did give you an uninterrupted segment, so let's do the same to Sam. Then we'll throw it back to you, Daniel. Go ahead, Sam.
And control yourself. Take it easy. You said, go ask the Jews. I didn't say you. I know I'm speaking in your person, referring to me. If you want to know what the Torah is, go ask the Jews. Me, you're asking me. I know that. Take it easy, Daniel. But now, Donnie, here's the Islamic dilemma. There is no Jew on the planet before, during, after Muhammad, or any Christian on the planet before, during, after the Muhammad, that denies the 5 books of the Old Testament are the Torah of Moses. So if I go to the Jews and Christians, he's stuck because he cannot tell me these books are not the revelations of God, because he just said, go to the Jews. He didn't say Christians, but also to the Christians, because the Quran says Jesus confirmed the Torah between his hands. This is why I wanted you to acknowledge you need us, Jews and Christians, our Bible, to bail out your Quran, because your Quran makes no sense apart from the Bible. Thank you for now confirming my point, even though that wasn't your attention. This is the Islamic dilemma, Daniel. Now, do you want to go to 18 to make the dilemma even worse?
Somebody told me on the internet. Somebody told me on the internet, Sam, that you are the one who coined the Islamic dilemma. Is that true?
No, I don't give myself that much credit.
Okay.
I don't. If I
no
did,
problem. No problem.
I don't know, but just to give a shout out, one of the pioneers in the Islamic dilemma is David Wood. He's one of my estimation, one of the best polemicists against Islam. Very brilliant. Whatever issues brothers have, facts are facts. So I don't want to take credit because I don't know who came up with the term, and I don't care about taking credit. It's because it's not about me. It's about glorifying Jesus Christ. So now, you want to go to Deuteronomy 18 so we can get to the topic?
Yeah, just a point that I would like to debate David Wood on Islamic dilemma. Right? Okay,
buddy,
let's go to Deuteronomy, and I'll share my screen here.
Daniel,
I feel like you guys are debating it right now.
Listen, Daniel, if you can't get past me, don't waste your time, David, because you're not on his level.
You're a piece of cake, Sam.
I know. I can see. I've been eating you for dessert, and I'm eating you like Azwa dates, 7 to be exact, like your prophet.
You're a piece of cake. The only thing is you're stubborn. That's all. You've got a thick skin. You're stubborn.
Okay, guys, I want to stay on track. Sam, we'll give Sam the final word on that specific point. And now let's move to Deuteronomy 18. We'll leave it up to the audience in terms of who argued for their position better in that first roughly 20 minutes. Let's move on to Deuteronomy.
Let's see.
18.
I want to see if you know the context. You want to share your screen? Go ahead. Large it for us so we can see.
Daniel, I'm going to put this full screen. Maybe if you could zoom in just ever so slightly and focus on the scriptures here. Go ahead.
Do you want to read it?
So
Or?
Deuteronomy 18, I've got two different translations pulled out here. One is the King James Version, and the other one is the New International Version, right? So in the King James Version, I'll read the verse, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren. The word in the Hebrew is achihim, which is a cognate in the Arabic for achihim, which means brethren or relatives. Like unto thee, thee here is Moses, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. So when the Lord is talking to Israelites, he's telling them, I will raise them, and them is a pronoun, a plural pronoun referring to Israelites. So God of the heaven is speaking to Israelites and to Moses, and concerning Israelites, and telling him, I will raise them, meaning I will raise for Israelites up a prophet from among their brethren, from among the brethren of Israelites. So who are the brethren of Israelites? They could be a few bunch of people. They could be from the descendants of Ishmael, or the descendants of Esau, all right, who are non-Israelites, all right. So they could be also the descendants of the sons from Keturah, which Abraham had with Keturah, right? So they could be any of these different people. So God is telling two Israelites, I will raise them for Israelites. God is telling to Moses about Israelites that I will raise them for Israelites a prophet from among their brethren, like unto you, O Moses. And I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. So this is clear that God is referring a non-Israelite prophet that is going to come in the future, like Moses. In what way? Moses has been a liberator and a prophet who facilitated the long-standing promises given to Abraham of Isaac's nation being made great. So Moses got out the children of Israelites from bondage and paved the way, boom, for their establishment of the kingdom of God, the Davidic kingdom. So in that manner, there will be a prophet from among the brethren, relatives of Israelites. And we see in history in 7th century with Prophet Muhammad, boom, paved the way for the resuming the Davidic kingdom in the Holy Land, fulfilling the prophecy of Prophet Daniel that the Caliphate, Islamic Caliphate, went on to defeat the Roman Empire.
Daniel, don't run to Daniel, because Daniel's not going to help your case. Stick with this text. Now, you conveniently start at 18. Everything you said is a distortion of the text. Why don't you read 15 to 17? Let's see if you know the context. Go up.
You can read 15 for yourself. I said the prophecy is in 18:18.
No, it's Deuteronomy 18:15 to 19. But we know you Muslims don't like to read context. It's okay. Now, do me a favor, screen share.
Daniel, can you scroll up? Because I only see 17, 18, 19. Can you scroll up a bit? Oh, yours, yes.
Yeah, forget it. Screen mine. Now you can move now.
Let's remove this one.
Everything he said was a distortion, butchering of Deuteronomy, as well as Daniel, but we'll get there. Now, you don't have to go full screen, brother. Don't go full screen. Okay, this is what you did not read conveniently. Like I told you, forget about debating David Wood. You're not on his level. But anyway, let's take it step by step. All right, hold on.
I would appreciate it if you just deal with the point.
Yeah, I am, brother. I'm going to eat you like.
If you make it a contest of snide remarks, then it's not helpful for the audience here.
With the snide remarks,
right?
Donnie.
Just deal with the content.
Donnie, who started with the whining, Donnie? Was it me?
Because you are not paying attention and being respectful.
Okay, Daniel, can you stop, brother? Just let's get to the text, man. Take it easy, man. What you did not read. You want King James? I'll have fun with King. You want that? I want to go with your preferred translation. Do you want King James?
No, I'm not fussed.
Okay. The Lord your God will raise up a prophet like me from your community, from your fellow Israelites. He's the one you must listen to. Here's the key. I want to see if you even know what the context of 16 is. That's exactly what you requested from the Lord your God at Horeb on the day of the assembly when you said, I can't listen to the Lord my God's voice anymore or look at this great fire any longer. I don't want to die. Now, I want the audience to see that you haven't studied the context. Can you tell me, why did God mention through Moses at this stage that I'm going to be sending a prophet like you because of what they requested at Horeb. Do you know the context of Horeb?
Educate me.
Okay, but just say you don't know it so I can educate you.
No, you can educate me. That's
Well,
what
I
it
mean,
means.
no,
Go ahead.
that's what I thought. You didn't know, because the request is when God appeared, they didn't want to see God and hear God. They wanted Moses to speak. And now that Moses is about to die, God is assuring them, since you don't want me to speak to you, you wanted Moses, from now on, I will send prophets to you to speak on my behalf. That's the context, but you wouldn't know the context, because what you guys do is you just find a snippet here, a snippet there, and take it out of context. Here it is. So Exodus 20, 18 and 23. And all the people perceived the thunder and the lightning flashes and the sound of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And the people perceived it, and they shook and stood at a distance. Then they said to Moses, speak to us yourself. We will listen, but let not God speak to us, lest we die. Moses said to the people, do not be afraid, for God has come in order to test you, in order that the fear of him may be with you, so that you may not sin. So the people stood at a distance, but Moses came near the dense gloom where God was. Then Yahweh said to Moses, thus you shall say to the sons of Israel, you yourselves have seen that I've spoken to you from heaven. You shall not make other gods besides me, gods of silver or gods of gold. You shall not make for yourselves. So this is what Deuteronomy is referring to. When God appeared on Mount Sinai, they heard the voice. They begged Moses, you speak, don't let God speak, because we can't handle this, we'll die. So then what does God say? Because Deuteronomy, Moses is about to die. He says, now, one more time, this is according to all that you asked of Yahweh your God in Horeb, in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of Yahweh my God. Let me not see this great fire anymore, or I will die. Now let's continue to see what the context is. And Yahweh said to me, they have spoken well. I will raise up a prophet from among their brothers like you. The context is not about someone who comes thousands of years later. The context here is, now that Moses is going to die and they don't want me to appear to them, they should not be afraid, because I will constantly raise up prophets like you from their brothers, meaning it doesn't have to be from a particular tribe. He will speak to you my words, so I don't have to appear to them. Why did you distort the context?
You're lying outright.
Okay, one more
Most
time.
of the Christians that I've spoken to believe that prophecy to be a messianic prophecy. Most of them
Okay.
believe.
Wait,
I
what
don't know
did you
what is
say
your
earlier?
position,
Donnie, did
but
he
you're
say
distorting
earlier?
the position clearly.
Donnie,
You're making that a plural of
he
a
just attacked
singular
me, said I'm a
prophet.
liar, Donnie. He's not being professional. So, Donnie, did he not just say earlier, I should debate his position and not care what other Muslims say? Donnie, did I hear him say
Okay,
that?
so what is your
I
position? Is
do
that a
remember hearing that.
I'm
Yeah.
asking your position,
So why
Sam.
is he
I'm
now
asking
the
your
hypocrite
position.
and now calling me a liar? Let me
Sam,
repeat the
I'm
position.
asking your position.
No, you didn't. You attacked me. I just told you my
I'm
position.
asking your
And and, and,
position.
and Daniel, I
Do
do
you
want to say
reckon?
I don't remember. It's been a fast-paced discussion. Plus, we got a lot of people in the chat, but I don't remember Sam ever calling you a liar.
Yeah.
So let's try to avoid calling each other liars and just engage the text. We can say, I believe you're wrong on this or you're wrong on that, but let's try and refrain from the liar accusation. Daniel, you were saying something, so I'll throw it back to you. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm asking Sam's position. Do you think this is a messianic prophecy? Yes or no?
No. So now
Okay.
let me explain.
Okay,
You want me
fine. I got your position.
No,
So
I
this is
didn't
not a
finish my
messianic
point.
prophecy.
Let me finish
This is
my
not a
point.
messianic prophecy. I'm coming to your point.
Can I
And the
finish?
point that you
No,
were
no, no,
trying
no,
to
no, no.
make.
Wait. No. I can't qualify it. Can you let me qualify it? I know you want to run. Take it easy. It's not a messianic prophecy in that it's not about Messiah. It's about prophets that will arise. That includes Jesus. See, let me finish my point. My point is, it's about a train of prophets that will be sent after Moses that includes Jesus, but it's not just about Jesus. So now, can you explain to me what the relevance of verse 16 is with Exodus 20? Address that point, please.
Now, look, the way you're making out this prophecy to mean a string of prophets, the Bible could have just used at the plural form of the prophet, of the word prophet. It does not. It just singles out the singular, a prophet, in whose mouth God will speak, and word for word, the verbatim words people have to listen to. So this is, God is singling out a single
No,
prophet
you're
here.
wrong
He's
about
not
this.
talking about a streak of prophets.
Okay,
The
Dan, you're
Bible could
wrong
have
about
easily
the
used the
singular.
plural form. It does not use the plural form. So
You're
why you
wrong
distort?
about the singular, because the context is speaking about a prophet not as one person, but as an office, because the context is about Israel having God's words given to them, but not from God directly. You ignored this part. And by the way, did you not just say earlier to me that I'm being silly and childish for asking you to show me where the Torah is given to Moses? But now you're doing the same fallacy, the exact word fallacy. If it's not plural, therefore it cannot be plural. Be consistent, practice what you preach. No, the singular is simply to affirm that there will be a succession of individuals who will assume the role of prophet. How do I know? Because of this point that you did not address. Please address the fact that God is reminding them what they said 40 years earlier. And now that Moses will die, they won't have to hear from him directly. According to you, that means God left them without a prophetic voice until Muhammad, which is contrary to the context. Can you now address this passage right here? This is the context of 18 here.
Your hate of Prophet Muhammad blinds you, Sam. The reason why you're wrong is God is talking about a prophet like Moses. He's not talking about an office of prophets like Moses. And not all of the prophets in Israel are
Sure,
like
you want to go that
Moses.
route? You positive you want
Not
to go that
all
route?
of the prophets in Israel are like Moses.
You sure
Not
you
all
want
of
to go
them are
that
like
route?
Moses.
Because here it tells you
What
what
is
the
the difference
prophet.
between Moses and the other prophets, Sam? What's the
You want me to
difference?
answer? You want to let?
Go
Okay.
ahead and answer. What's the
Right
difference between
here,
Moses
it
and the other
tells you what the
prophets?
prophet. Talk to him over me again. It's okay. All right, go ahead. Talk over me.
Sam, let's throw it
I'm,
to
ask,
you.
I'm asking you.
I'm answering you. It tells you what the prophet like Moses is. He will speak the words of God put in his mouth. It's in front of you, and yet you
What
want
does
me
it
to.
mean? What does it mean to be like Moses? What
Right
does it
here,
mean to
one
be
more
like
time.
Moses?
Okay, one more time. Let me read it. I will raise up a prophet from among their brothers like you. And here is the explanation. Like you, who spoke the words I gave you and put in your mouth. And I'm going to give you an example of such a prophet. There's many, but just so to show you, you still didn't answer my objection, and I'm answering yours. But then I'm going to have fun with your claim that Muhammad is an Ishmaelite. You have no evidence for that, but I'll get there. Just wait. So now, guys, you saw it says a prophet like Moses, in that God will put his words in the mouth of that prophet like Moses, so that the people know these words are not the prophets, but God. Here's an example, more qualified than your prophet Muhammad. Here we go. Jeremiah 1, 4, all the way to 11. Now, the word of Yahweh came to me saying, before I formed you in the innermost parts, I knew you. Before you came out from the womb, I set you apart. I've given you as a prophet to the nations. Then I said, alas, Lord Yahweh, behold, I do not know how to speak, because I'm a youth. But Yahweh said to me, do not say, I am a youth, because everywhere I send you, you shall go, and all that I command you, you shall speak. Do not be afraid of them, for I am with you to deliver you, declares Yahweh. Then Yahweh set forth his hand and touched my mouth. And Yahweh said to me, behold, I have put my words in your mouth, just like Moses. See, I've appointed you this day over the nations and over the kingdoms to uproot and to tear down, to cause to perish, to pull down, to build and to plant. So now I answered you. Are you going to answer verse 16, or are we going to do the tap dance?
You just manufactured something here. You just added like Moses. There are two clauses in the prophecy. Two clauses. One is like Moses, and the other is verbatim words. So verbatim words is
What does the
fine. I mean,
context
we
say like
understand
Moses
prophets
is?
spoke the words of God, right? That's fine. But what is it? What does it mean to be like Moses?
Okay, in the context,
That
what
is
does
not
it
verbatim words. There are two different clauses.
In the context, what does it mean? I'm going to play your game, because I'm going to show you another verse that shows your prophet is a false prophet.
Before you
In the
answer,
context, what does it mean?
have a little thought. Before you answer it, I'm telling you, those are two different clauses. Like Moses is a
I'm
separate
going
clause,
to
and putting words in the
concede your
mouth of the
point.
prophet is a separate clause.
Daniel, I'm going to concede your point so you don't do the tap dance, because you didn't answer 16 again. It's now the fourth time I asked you. I'll go with it. Show me in the context here what it means to be like Moses. I'll agree
I'm
with
telling
you.
you what I'm telling you what Moses did for Israel.
I
All
don't
right.
care what you think
Moses
Moses
became the prophet
did. In the context.
who established the first kingdom of God, who became the pinnacle, pivotal
Where does that
point
say that here?
to pivotal point, who released
Daniel, where does it say
Israelites
that
from the
here?
bondage and helped fulfill the
Donnie's not answering.
promises made to
Daniel, I
Abraham
think he's,
to
and I
establish the
appreciate,
kingdom of God.
Daniel, I appreciate what you're saying, but I think he's specifically asking to make those arguments directly from the context
Yes.
that we're looking at.
Here, because when I
Yeah,
Danny,
the context is
let me clarify.
Donnie, the context, not all context is preserved in
Oh,
biblical literature, right?
so
Moses,
you
who is
want to go here?
Moses? Who is
Oh,
Moses? What is Moses well known for? Moses is known for releasing Israelites from bondage from Egypt and becoming the pivotal point in history of Israelites to establish the first kingdom of God. That's what Moses is.
no, that's
All
not
right,
the
that is
criteria to be a
that
prophet
is
like
who he
Moses.
is, Moses.
No,
All
that's
right.
not the criteria to be a prophet like
You
Moses.
cannot disassociate that success from the
We can
character
talk
of
over each other. We
Moses.
can have a dialogue.
Okay, Daniel, I
Donnie,
understand your point, and I think your point's been established. Let's now throw it back to Sam to respond. Go ahead, Sam.
two things. Number one, you couldn't show me anywhere in the context of Deuteronomy 18 what it means to be a prophet like Moses. And so I asked you, okay, let's go with it. It's not having God's words in your mouth, which is a lie, but I'll go with it. I'm going to agree with you. You went on a tangent and said, because he did this, nothing that you said is in that passage. Well, now I'm going to make it harder for you. There is another passage that says what the prophet like Moses will have to be like. And then I'm going to challenge you. And there has not yet arisen, Deuteronomy 34, 10 to 12. So now I'm going to play your game. I'm going to go to another context. And there has not yet arisen a prophet in Israel like Moses, whom Yahweh knew face to face, in regard to all the signs and wonders which Yahweh sent him to do in the land of Egypt, against Pharaoh, all his servants, and all his land, and in regard to all the mighty power, and in regard to all the great terror which Moses did in the sight of Israel. So now, unlike you, I gave you another passage.
That's confirming my point, though.
No, it doesn't. Let me take it easy. Number one, how did Yahweh speak to Moses face to face? Do you know? No, it's going to bear you. Just be patient, though. How did Yahweh speak to Moses face to face? Do you know?
If you want me to be patient, just speak from your mouth. Don't ask me whether I know, whether I don't know.
How did
just
Yahweh speak to Moses face to face?
Go ahead and speak it out.
Okay. Because now I'm going to challenge you. Get your Quran and Hadith ready. Get ready. I'm preparing you. The way Yahweh spoke to Moses face to face, he appeared on the earth before the Egyptians, Israelites, in a pillar of cloud by day, pillar of fire by night. And not only did Israel see it, they saw it when Pharaoh and his armies were pursuing. They saw a pillar of cloud, pillar of fire, and here it is, face to face, the very words. Exodus 3 now, get ready. I'm preparing you. Show me anywhere in your Quran, Hadith, your Allah appeared to the Ummah in a pillar of cloud, and Muhammad entered the pillar of cloud. Okay, Exodus 33, 7 to 11. So, Donnie, you heard my question, right? Because I'm going to read this. I want him now because he says Muhammad is like Moses. I want
go
you
back
to
to the
show
passage,
me.
Sam, go back to that passage.
No, we're going to read this here. No. Get ready and show me. Don't tap dance because you keep avoiding my questions.
Sam,
Now,
don't
Moses
try to
used to
don't
take
try
the
to
tent.
moderate the debate. Just go
Now,
back to the
Moses
passage.
used to take the tent and pitch it outside the camp, a good distance from the camp, and he called it in the tent of meeting. And everyone who sought Yahweh would go out to the tent of meeting, which was outside the camp. And it happened whenever Moses went out to the tent that all the people would arise and stand, each at the entrance of his tent, and gaze after Moses until he entered the tent. And it happened when Moses entered the tent that the pillar of cloud would descend and stand at the entrance of the tent. And Yahweh would speak to Moses. How? Let's see. And all the people would see the pillar of cloud. They saw the pillar of cloud standing at the entrance of the tent. And all the people would arise and worship each at the entrance of his tent. Thus Yahweh used to speak, Donnie catch it, to Moses face to face, just as a man speaks to his friend. Then Moses will return to the camp, and his attendant Joshua, the son of Nun, a young man, would not depart from the tent. Now, Donnie, again, I want you to catch it. How did God speak to Moses face to face? by coming down in a cloud, and Moses entering the cloud and speaking to God directly. And here's the other passage to confirm this. So now I'm waiting. Donnie, let him. I hope he answers one of my questions. Let's see if
Donnie, shall I pitch in here? He's given
okay, let me
enough
give
to
you the
bite.
verse. Hold on. Let
He's
me just
given
give
enough
this.
for me to bite.
Okay, let me give
Okay,
you the verse, and then
I
you
can
can
sink my teeth in right away.
Then Yahweh came down in a pillar of cloud. Let me give this, and then you can comment. And stood at the door of the tent, and he called Aaron and
To say
Miriam.
the least, you're boring, Sam. You're boring. Go ahead.
Okay, let's do this to be fair. I'm going to let Sam finish his thought, and then we'll give you uninterrupted time, Daniel, to
Let's
respond.
make sure, Donnie, you're the moderator. Hold him, because I'm not going to interrupt. Don't let him go on tangents. This and that. Show me the evidence. Cloud. Notice, guys, audience. Cloud, pillar of a cloud, stood at the doorway of the tent. He called Aaron and Miriam, and then both came forward, and he said, "Hear now my words. If there is a prophet among you, I, Yahweh, shall make myself known to him in a vision. I shall speak with him in a dream. Not so with my servant Moses. He is faithful in all my house. With him I speak mouth to mouth." Donnie, I want you to at least catch it. Face to face, mouth to mouth, meaning directly I appear to him. And not only that, he also sees what? The form of Yahweh. Indeed, clearly, not in riddles, and beholds the form of Yahweh. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? So my question is very simple, Dimdani. To be like Moses, we're told that the prophet will speak to God face to face, seeing God in his visible form on earth. Now let him prove to us that's Muhammad. Show me where all appeared in a pillar of cloud. Easy.
Okay, now don't disturb me, all right? You just nailed a gigantic tool in your foot. Now you just damaged the whole reputation of the God of the Bible. You just proved the God of the Bible lied. He never fulfilled it, even in Christ. He did not speak to Christ face to face, let alone the prophets of Israel. No prophet of Israel has spoken to God face to face. You just proved your God, who gave that word in 1818, was a blatant liar. You just proved it.
Now he's blaspheming, Donnie, you see? He can't put. Now,
because you're cherry picking. You're proving your
can you
God
read
as a
Matthew
liar
17,
because
1
you're
to 5?
cherry picking. You're cherry picking
Can you read
information that you
Matthew 17,
want.
1 to 5?
And you're not relying on the essence of the
You
message in
just
the
lied
Bible.
to the audience.
Because the
Here
passage
is,
that you... No, let me speak. It's my time.
no. You blaspheme God. You said he's a liar.
No,
You
because
confused
you're
God.
making God look bad. You're
No, I'm
making
not,
God look
because right
bad.
here,
You're making God look a liar.
right here,
Because
Daniel,
there's no prophet in
it
Israel
says
that
God
God spoke to
appeared
face
in
to
a
face
bright
other than
cloud.
Daniel,
Moses.
I'm going to jump in and make an informed decision here. I think because, to be fair, because you made that claim, Daniel, then let's allow Sam to at least engage that claim.
Okay. You just lied and saying that God never did that for Jesus or any prophet. I'm going to now bust your lie. Here it is, Matthew 17, 1 to 5. On a high mountain, Jesus transfigured, Moses, Elijah appeared. While he was still speaking, behold, a bright cloud. See, that's what you get for blaspheming. The Lord's going to punish you. Bright cloud overshadowed them. And behold, a voice out of the cloud said, "This is my beloved son, with whom I won't please. Listen to him." Because you don't know the Quran or the Bible, don't speak with such arrogance.
Hang
Now,
on. So who was God talking to there? Who was God talking to there?
Another prophet.
Who was God talking to? Was he talking to Jesus or was he talking to people?
Yes, Peter, James,
If God
and
was talking
John.
to people, he still wasn't talking to Jesus. Do
Peter,
you know that?
James, and John. Okay, now Isaiah 6, 1 to 5. And
So he was still your God still didn't speak to Jesus face to face.
This kid is a waste of time because he's going to keep manifesting. Let me read the passage and then stop your blasphemy.
You're losing your ground. You're losing your ground, Sam. You're losing your ground.
Donnie, how do you want to do this? Because this guy's manifesting, brother.
Okay, let's do this. Let's try and avoid just claims, because then we're obviously going to want to address those claims, Daniel. So let's allow Sam to finish his thoughts. Then we'll throw it back to you.
Yes.
But engage the exegesis and the arguments. Because as a debater myself, I know when my interlocutor makes a claim or assertion, then I'm going to be tempted. I'm going to have a desire to want to address the claim before we move on. So let's do that. Let's allow Sam to finish his argument. Daniel, will throw it right back to you for an uninterrupted rebuttal. Just make sure you're engaging the argument directly. Go ahead, Sam.
Isaiah 6, 1 to 5. Here's another prophet that sees Yahweh visibly. In the year of King Uzziah's death, I saw the Lord sitting on a throne, high and lifted up, with the train of his robe filling the temple. Seraphim stood above him, each having 6 wings. With 2 he covered his face, with 2 he covered his feet, with 2 he flew. And one called out to another and said, Holy, holy, holy is Yahweh of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the foundations of the thresholds shook at the voice of him who called out, while the house of God was filled with smoke. Then I said, Woe is me, for I'm ruined, for I'm a man of unclean lips, and I live among a people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King, Yahweh of hosts. So again, I want you to see, Isaiah sees Yahweh, Yahweh speaks to him. The cloud comes down with Jesus, and he commands the three apostles to obey his son. I can give you Amos, I can give Micaiah, and ironically, your own prophet Daniel, Daniel 7, sees God the Father, Ancient Days, and the Son of Man. Now get to the objection. Did your prophet see your God, Allah, visibly? Did he appear to him?
Daniel, go ahead.
So,
Go ahead.
So, Donnie, I want him to go back to the passage in Deuteronomy 34 that he pulled out, which summarizes who Moses is and what does it mean to be like Moses. The passage clearly summarizes Moses is the one who got Israelites out of Egypt from the bondage. And that's the summary. That's who Moses is, who helped establish the first kingdom of God. That's who he is. And a prophet who is like Moses would do the same thing. And you have Prophet Muhammad in the 7th century defeat the Romans and reclaim the Davidic kingdom, fulfilling the long-standing prophecy, historical prophecy. Right. So
stop going to the prophet.
It's pretty simple.
We'll get to Daniel.
Simple.
Stay here. No, don't go to Prophet Daniel because that's not going to help you. Stay here. So I'm not interrupting you if you stay on context. When you keep bringing up this prophet, then you're going to force me to cut you off. Here it is. It says,
so look, there's something that you fail to understand. Other Bible scholars have understood, and they want to change the words a little bit. So in the slide that I presented, there were two translations. One is NIV, which is a modern translation, and they understand the implications, and so they alter the words. They change the word brethren and make it like from among fellow Israelites. Why would some translator of the Bible go that far a distance to alter the word brethren to mean fellow Israelites? Why? Because they understand the point.
Don't go back to Deuteronomy 18. We'll get there because I wanted to use Deuteronomy 18. You kept ignoring my challenge. Now you went back. Stay here. Address this first. I promise you, your brethren term, it's not going to help you because you don't know the Old Testament. I'll get there. Be patient. You have yet to answer one question of mine, so I'm going to give you another shot. The prophet, like Moses, will have to know God face to face, and I showed you how. Show us in your Quran. Show us in your Quran.
That's a condition you're cherry picking.
I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. This is a great line of questioning and discussion, including the audience.